Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Princeton High School. And tonight's Ohio High School Athletic Association third round game between the Indian Hill Braves and the Ross Rams. I'm Tony Harris here with Mike Petralia to bring you tonight's action. We're getting ready here for the starters to be announced. Mike, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, I think Indian Hill has to get out to a good start and make sure that Ross doesn't do what they did the other night against Hughes, and that was get out to a 21-9 lead in the first quarter and really take control of the game. And I think Indian Hill should really focus on trying to get out to a good start in that first quarter and make sure that they're on the same footing as Ross.
Well, the Ross starters are being announced right now. They start 5 seniors, Ross does. C.J. Bowes, number 5. They've got Joe Shuttlecotty, number 14. Their fine point guard, Sam Nunn, number 21. Jimmy Booker, number 23. And their outstanding Max Stepanak, their outstanding center, 6'8" center for Ross, who's had a heck of a year, a heck of a career for Ross, has really led them for the last several years and turned this program around.
Now, as we take a look, Tony, at some of the keys to the game, referencing kind of what I said a little while ago, making a splash is going to be really important. Both of these teams are coming off very hot shooting games. You saw what Ross did against Hughes, shooting just over 53%. And of course, we saw Indian Hill really take control of the game in the third quarter, finish shooting 56.4% from the field in their victory. And I think, obviously Indian Hill is, I think there's more pressure on Indian Hill to shoot the ball well tonight because of Stepaniak in the middle, because he can change the game in so many ways for Ross.
Well, the Braves start their same starting 5 in most of the year. Wyatt Walks, number 0. Ty Thornton, number 2. Antoine Peak, number 11. Mateo Lopez, number 12. And the man in the middle, number 44, Luke Robinson. Should be a real interesting test. Luke Robinson is 6'10", and he'll be guarding probably the tallest guy that he's played against all year in Stepanak, who's 6'8". So two really fine big men going against each other. Usually they have a decided height advantage, and tonight it's somewhat neutralized for both of them.
And we see that the winner of this game will play Tippecanoe next weekend at UD Arena.
Right, next Saturday evening. And here goes Robinson and Stepanak, and Ross wins the tap, and there's Sam Nunn, their fine point guard, with the ball, and Bowes, Shuttlecotty, Nunn. They run a very disciplined offense. Very good shooters. They don't take bad shots. It's a very, very well coached team.
Indian Hill coming out in man-to-man defense.
There's Nunn. Stepanac. There's Bowes. Drives in, misses, and Antoine Peak there with a rebound. That's Mateo Lopez brings it up here for the Braves, their fine senior point guard. Antoine Peak with the ball now. Ty Thornton, Wyatt Walks. And everybody gets to touch the ball and get a little warm here. Wyatt Walks. It's a man-to-man also for Ross. Mateo Lopez with the ball. Ty Thornton. In there to Luke Robinson. Stepanak, great defense, and the ball's off the rim, and Ross is on its way. Whoop. Sam Nunn, their outstanding point guard, number 21 with the ball. Stepanak. There's Nunn. And Nunn has 3. Ross takes the lead 3-0. Nunn is a terrific shooter. He's also a really high assist-to-turnover ratio. Wyatt Walks answers for the Braves and ties the game at 3. There's Stefanak, and he takes a three. It's off, and Antoine Peak with another rebound, and Mateo Lopez brings it up for the Braves. Ty Thornton, Antoine Peak, Mateo Lopez, and the Braves are they're trying to get back down inside. Stefanak is a big discouragement for going inside.
You know what, though, Tony? I like the Braves not being intimidated by that and attacking with Luke Robinson.
Luke Robinson with a nice hook shot. The sky hook for Luke, and the Braves go up 5-3.
Early on the first possession that Indian Hill had, Robinson was almost a little bit frustrated that he wasn't getting the ball down in the low post because he had position. It's a good sign for Indian Hill.
Jimmy Booker with a miss, and Mateo Lopez to Ty Thornton. Luke Robinson, the Braves reset. Played 3 minutes of this quarter so far. Braves up 5-3, and I think both teams playing good man-to-man defense. Ty Thornton. Ty Thornton with a three. Braves go up 8-3. Stefanak gives it up. Stefanak's an outstanding player of the year in the league this year. First team all Southwest District. And C.J. Bowes with a fine driving layup. C.J. Bowes is the quarterback also on the Ross football team. Ran for over 1,200 yards this year. A terrific athlete. Nice drive there.
Yeah, you don't see Mateo Lopez get caught behind on a screen, and he was on that one, setting Bowes free to the layup.
Well, there's going to be a call there on foul on Sam Nunn. So the Braves' first foul of the game goes against Ross, and Mateo draws it against Sam Nunn.
Tell you what, if Ty Thornton can create some space and get off a shot like that, Indian Hill's going to have a good chance of pulling the upset here.
The Braves inbound to Ty Thornton. To Wyatt Walks. Antoine Peak. Walks to Lopez. And Lopez has none. Big Luke Robinson. That was nice defense there by Shuttlecotty on Robinson. Luke has a big size advantage there, but wasn't able to capitalize. Stefanak, there's none. Stefanak with a three. And he's short.
Let him do that all night if you're Tim Birch.
Bowes with a Mateo Lopez drawing another foul. He's done that all year. We'd say he spends more time on the floor than a mop. He's dives for loose balls, takes charges, just a tremendous defensive player, and he gets a foul on Bowes there.
Great angle there on the replay, showing just how well Lopez did in getting his feet in position to take the charge.
Now the Braves make a couple substitutions here. Luke Folke comes into the game for Luke Robinson. And Matthew Veith also comes in the game for Antoine Peak, and ball hits the guard wire, and Ross will inbound. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I just don't know about you, Tony, but I think it favors the Braves to kind of limit the number of possessions in this game against a team with the firepower of Ross, but I don't know if you can control that this early in the game.
Shuttlecotty into Stefanak, and Veith can't quite get there, and it's two quick ones for Ross, and now we have a 1-point game. Braves up 8-7. Luke Folke, Ty Thornton, Mateo Lopez. Three for Ty Thornton. Nunn gives it up to Bowes, who loves to drive. Beautiful. But Mateo Lopez with the rebound.
Kind of a flop there by Bowes. Referees weren't buying it.
Mateo Lopez Again, the Braves have made 2 subs so far. Ross has not made a sub. Oh, Veith goes off his hands, and Ross with the ball. None. And a foul called on the Braves.
Oh.
So Mateo Lopez picks up his first for the Braves.
Ball movement there to get Ty free on the baseline for the three-pointer. Really a good sign for Indian Hill's offense. We talked early on, and actually in the keys to the game, about Ross being the team that really moves the ball well. Well, Indian Hill here in the first quarter, one of the reasons they've taken advantage is the ball movement.
Luke Robinson with a block and gets the ball, and the Braves have it. Matthew Veith came out, Luke Robinson came right back in, and Johnny Pottigel, number 22, the fine point guard for the Braves, who's just a freshman. Ty Thornton. Shuttlecotty. Stefanak. Booker, number 23. Stefanak with a jumper, and he's off, and Polke with the rebound, and the Braves up 6, have the ball with a minute left, just over a minute left here in the first quarter.
You could tell last time Ty Thornton was coming down on the defensive end, he had a smile on his face after the last basket. Indian Hill's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Polke. Pottigel. There's Thornton. Pottigel. Luke Robinson. There's Johnny Pottigel. Luke Folke. The Braves may be holding it for one.
I would think so at this point. And then I thought wrong.
Yep, and Luke Robinson over the back, and it's his first foul, team second.
I think sometimes Mateo Lopez gets a little bored of dribbling the ball out near midcourt and wants to get to the basket, which, you know, as a leading scorer on the team, or one of the leading scorers, you would want to see him do that. But in this particular situation, late in the first quarter, I think Tim Birch would prefer him run out the clock a little bit.
Now with 23 seconds left, Ross will be inbounding it. And see, Ross brought in Kellen Reed has come in for Ross, number 24. Their only substitution so far this quarter. Oh, there's a foul called on Luke Folke. That's the team third, Luke's first. And Ross will be inbounding it with just 5.7 seconds left here in the quarter. Stefanak, Reed. Luke Folke with a block. So the Braves end the quarter up 13-7. Very exciting game. Again, the Braves have substituted somewhat freely. Ross has not. They've had just one sub. I think we'll get to see here is this. Oh, that was a nice three to start the game. And we'll be back here right after the commercial.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Mike Petralia. Brian Shaw couldn't be with us tonight. As some of you know, Brian is the heir apparent to Rob Portman's seat on the U.S. Senate. And Brian's at a fundraiser tonight for his campaign. Now the Braves got off to a nice start, hitting several threes and Really having a really fine first quarter against this outstanding Ross team, and hopefully that'll continue. Wyatt walks with the ball here. Antoine Peak. The Braves go back to their starting five. Mateo Lopez, he's off. Antoine Peak with a great rebound. He's a phenomenal athlete, Antoine Peak is. He jumps, he can run, he hits the floor hard, he's fast, he does so many great things for this Braves team. He's just a junior. Luke Robinson to Ty Thornton and back to Mateo Lopez, and the Braves reset. Wyatt walks. Wyatt walks, gets it knocked out. And blocked by Ty Thornton. They're calling a foul on Ty. Boy, it sure looked like all ball there, but they call a technical foul. Wow.
Well, that's an unfortunate repeat of Thursday night.
Sam Nunn is 73.4% free throw shooter. Will take the technical shots. Makes the first. Nunn makes the second one. So an unfortunate break for the Braves there. Ty Thornton looked like he made a nice block, and he's a pretty cool customer. I don't know why he got the technical, but he did. There's Sam Nunn, Antoine Peak, and he forced the turnover. Peak does so many things that don't show up in a box score. He's not a big scorer for the Braves, but he, on a rebound per minute basis, I bet you he leads the league. And his defense is terrific, and he just makes so many heady plays and helpful things for the Braves. He's a really fun player to watch, and he's just going to get better. There's Thornton. Mateo Lopez, he's off. Peak again, and he's fouled.
Good hustle by Antoine Peak underneath. Going to Ty Thornton for a moment, and without the ability to talk to the officials, obviously, courtside. Ty Thornton, as we all know, Tony, is a very expressive athlete, and he is very emotional. We've already seen it early in this game with him smiling and laughing with Indian Hill up 13-7. It would not shock me to see an official see him say something to the opponent and bring him up early in the game to set a tone.
And there, Ty gets fouled. Antoine Peak kept the ball alive. Ty Thornton grabs it, and he gets fouled, and that will be, that's on Nunn. I believe that's his second.
No,
that's just his first. Okay, and it's that's 4 fouls on Ross.
You see the energy underneath in the paint for Ty Thornton to go up and get the offensive rebound. Again, one of those things that Ty Thornton really brings to the table that the Indian Hill Braves are going to absolutely need in this game.
Well, the Antoine Peak is rebounding the heck out of the ball, and really, besides Stepanek, Ross really doesn't have anybody over 6'2", and the Braves have a height advantage outside of, well, even with the centers, because Big Luke Robinson's 6'10", and Matthew Veith, who's in there now for the Braves, 6'8". They can somewhat counter Stepanek, but they really have a decided height advantage with Thornton and Peak because of his leaping ability.
You know, Tony, something I noticed in this game so far, Tim Birch and his staff doing a great job of switching up the defenses on Stepanek, fronting him one time, having somebody in front, and then having Luke Robinson behind him another time. They're just giving a different look every single time, and I think that's what you're going to see for the rest of the night.
Now Thornton, who's an 86% free throw shooter on the year, makes both of his, and Ross is in. Ross has the ball again, and Bo's back in the game for Ross. Tyler Hood, number 3, in for Ross as well. Bose, he travels. Bose doesn't shoot a lot from the outside. He's really more of a slasher and a driver. He's already done that a few times tonight. That's the first time he's traveled, but he's gotten into the lane and made some heady moves. Really good out. I've mentioned he's an outstanding quarterback, and he's also an outfielder for the fine Ross baseball program.
You know, part of the positive aspect of the Braves being up 15-9 with 6:11 to go in the second quarter is it does not feel like this is a fluke. They are playing better than Ross, and I think it's a sustainable strategy against Ross, which is, again, really, really important.
Mateo Lopez. Ty Thornton thought about it.
Offensive rebound, and I think he's going to go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play opportunity.
I believe you're right. Let the ref
Let's
blew the whistle a little bit early, and he's counting the basket. The foul on the 5, it's Bose. And again, Bo's a very physical player. He's just picked up his second foul, and he'll be taking a seat on the bench here, most likely for the rest of the half.
I think he got entwined with Wyatt Walks off the actual shot itself, which is, I think, what the officials are trying to figure out here.
So it's an and one, but it's not a shot. It's the Braves will actually inbound the ball. So the basket was good by Robinson,
right,
and the Braves will inbound it. Luke Folke back in for the Braves.
Oh, that's a great pass.
Folke, and a tipped in by Luke Robinson. Braves go up 10. Stepanek, and he's off. Folke with the rebound, and the Braves come up the floor up 10.
He's taken 3 3-pointers already, Tony, and I think the Indian Hill Braves will give him that all night long.
Well, the 6'10 Robinson, I think, they're calling travel on Wyatt Walks. Stepanek was right there, and that's Wyatt moved his feet a little.
See the work
Luke Robinson with a tip in there.
Luke Robinson showing some emotion.
Stepanek's shooting 37% from threes on the year, so he's a pretty good three-point shooter. And maybe he's a little bit nervous about. Whoop. There's a nice shot by Joe Shuttlecotty, a 3 that brings Ross back into it. Shuttlecotty actually a 38% free throw shooter, and so Ross they have some size in there, obviously, and they've also got some very, very good shooters. But one guy who hasn't hit a 3 for him yet is Jimmy Booker, number 23. Now, 82% of Booker's shots on the year, 82% of his field goal attempts have been threes. 82%. So he's not a slasher driver. He wants to sit out in the corner and have you forget about him and launch some threes, and he hasn't had a chance to get any off today. But again, Ross, I mean, every player on this team is a nice player. They all bring something to the table, which is why Ross was as good as they were this year. By the way, Ross won their conference this year, 10-0. First time they've won the conference title in 27 years. So Ross basketball is back, and Coach Lane has a lot to do with that. He's been an outstanding coach now the last 4 years. Braves throwing it around. Ty Thornton, Mateo Lopez, Luke Folke. Thornton. So Wyatt. Yeah. Thornton, what a move. Wow, and one. Ty Thornton.
He is bringing the energy tonight, Tony.
He's a terrific athlete. As many of our viewers may know, he was an outstanding quarterback for the Braves. All-league quarterback, and maybe has a future in that in college as well. But just a terrific, terrific athlete.
Love the spin move and knowing where you are on the court as you get to the basket. A lot of fans might take that for granted. That's just a spin move, but you have to know where you are to get the shot off once you finish your spin.
Ty completes the three-point play, and That's his 13th point of the half. Luke Robinson and blocks the shot, but he will be called for the foul, and that'll be Luke's second.
Do not mind that at all, and I'll tell you why, Tony. When you get to the basket and drive, and you'll see the replay here, Shuttlecotty drives to the basket, and Luke Robinson lets him know that he's there as a presence.
Shuttlecotty makes his first. Shuttlecotty just a 60% free throw shooter on the year. Outstanding athlete for Ross as well. Multi-sport athlete, also a baseball pitcher and infielder for the Ross high school baseball team. Misses his second, and Antoine Peak with another rebound. Now the Braves bring it up 9, just under 4 minutes left here. Nunn guarding Mateo Lopez.
Braves have done a great job maintaining the tempo and controlling the tempo of this game here in the entire first half.
Wyatt Walks. Starting 5 in for the Braves. Holy moly. Well,
he's feeling it.
I don't know what Ty had for breakfast this morning, but I wish they would feed that to the rest of the team. Ty having an outstanding half.
Ty's got 16 of Indian Hill's 25 points.
Wow, what a beautiful feed by Nunn. Stefanak gets Nunn is a heck of a player. The Braves have held his scoring down a little bit, but he does so many things on the floor to help this Ross team. There's Wyatt Walks. Oh. Mateo with a miss. Antoine Peak. You know, we'll get the halftime stats later, but I believe that's his 8th rebound of the half. 6'1", Antoine Peak.
You know, the only thing that hasn't gone right is Mateo Lopez knocking down his perimeter shots.
Oh, and there's a foul on Nunn. That'll be his second.
Oh, Shuttlecotty and Ty Thornton having words.
Ty's a pretty cool customer. We mentioned in other broadcasts his father was an outstanding NFL lineman for many, many years, John Thornton. And Ty's older brother, also an outstanding athlete, football and basketball player at Indian Hill, is playing at West Virginia right now. Ty's been around the game a long time and certainly knows how to handle himself, and always does with class and dignity. Luke Robinson at the line. That was Ross's 7th foul, so the Braves are in the bonus. Nunn is in the game with 2 fouls, number 21 for Ross.
I think speaking to the urgency that they feel at this point of the game.
Well, Stefanak with another 3, and he tightens the game to a 7-point game. Nunn has 2 fouls, and he's a critical part of Ross. But boy, if the Braves could get Mateo Lopez the ball and let him drive on him, that might be a
they might point. Switch. They're switching too. Shuttlecotty steals the ball.
And Mateo with a foul.
Beautiful release from Stefanak.
Braves look to be slipping a little bit right in front of the Ross bench. It looks like the floor might be a little slippery. Ty almost fell there earlier, and Mateo had some trouble. Here's Shuttlecotty. Makes the first. The Braves with a couple subs. Luke Robinson coming out, Matthew Veith coming in, and Mateo Lopez coming out, and Johnny Pottigel coming in. Shuttlecotty shooting his 2nd foul again. He makes them both. So Ross on a little run here. Braves look like they were in command, and again, Ross is a very fine team. You can never relax against them. Pottigel, Antoine Peak. That was interesting there, Nunn and Wyatt Walks. The Braves call timeout. I guess they're going to go offense to defense. Luke Robinson in on offense and Matthew Veith coming out.
And that was a bit of a gamble by Ty Thornton to throw into traffic there with Nunn.
Well, I think they want to get Wyatt Walks started.
Great defense by Ty Thornton.
Here goes Ty. Oh my.
They called the block.
Shuttlecotty.
Yep.
That's the.
You know what? I think Ty Thornton and the Braves might have caught a break because it looked like he was slipping as he was falling into the lane and got the foul called. And so Ty Thornton will take that, and the Braves will take that, trying to stem the bleeding a little bit here. They were up by 12 points, now up by just 5.
That's 52, Johnny O'Connell in for Ross. Ty makes the first.
These are 2 important free throws for momentum right before halftime, I think, Tony.
And Johnny O'Connell came in for about a minute and gave Stepanak a chance to catch his breath. Again, the Braves have committed 6 fouls in the half, so the next one will be a bonus for Ross. Ross has committed 8. Short, Ty Thornton misses a free throw. And Sam Nunn brings it up for Ross. Stepanak. And it looks like Ross is going to hold it for 1. There's Nunn. Again, he's an outstanding guard. First team All-Southwest. And this is Braves, 27 seconds, plenty of time.
Plenty of time and a big chance to,
oh my. Shuttlecotty with a beautiful steal, and boy.
That's a foul.
Yes, and Shuttlecotty just fouled, and that'll be his second, and Thornton will be shooting a 1-and-1. What a great play by Shuttlecotty.
A sensational
just prior
play.
to that, yeah, Shuttlecotty only averages 7 points a game. He already has 8 after that steal.
But then he follows it up with a questionable foul, which I don't think they needed to give that foul.
Well, he was feeling it.
Let's see if Ty Thornton can make him pay.
Makes the first.
I think it's more important for Indian Hill to have some momentum going into halftime than it is for Ross to be down by 5 or 6 or 7 points. And I think these are pretty critical 15 seconds, actually, Tony.
Well, the coaches and the referees have not necessarily agreeing. There's one referee talking to Indian Hill's Coach Birch. Coach Birch a little bit frustrated, and Ross coach David Lane also conferring with the referee. So meanwhile, Ty Thornton is sitting there picking daisies, waiting to shoot his second free throw. That's not really quite right. That
no,
you know, after you make that first one, you've got to mow and you're ready to shoot, and they make you stand out here like you're waiting for the egg to finish boiling.
Not only that, he's been on the line. He hasn't even stepped off the line.
Let's make it, Ty. And he doesn't. Ty's missed 2 free throws this half, which is very unusual. He's an 86% shooter coming into the game of free throw, but there's none.
Great defense.
Wyatt walks. All right, a great steal by Wyatt, and that'll bring us to halftime. Braves up 27-22. Ty Thornton with 16 points at halftime, leading the Braves, and then Shuttlecotty with 8 points for Ross to lead their charges. Pretty exciting half, Mike.
I really loved what I was seeing from both teams. Indian Hill getting out to the 12-point lead, and then Ross showing their championship pedigree, why they went 21-3 coming into this game, 10-0 in their conference, by coming back with a 10-2 charge right before halftime.
Okay. Well, we're going to, thanks for joining us. We're going to come back here for the second half in about 8 minutes. Then Braves lead 27-22 as we head to halftime. Please stay with us.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Lamont Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRCTV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Good morning, Uglyville!
Every ugly doll is unique.
I'm Moxie.
Bobo.
Wait.
Call me Slick Doll.
What?
And every child is too.
They can be pretty lovable.
That's why when you travel, you should make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size.
This is why you're the wisest doll in town.
Well, keep them safe by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Isn't that right, gibberish cat?
What just couldn't be better.
Find the right seat today.
Three, 2, 1.
I just wanted to play.
I just want to play.
I just want to play. I just want to play.
Play.
Play. Along the way, I'm learning
Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
How to work hard.
How to work hard. Discipline.
Hustle.
Sacrifice.
How to be a leader.
Dedication.
I just want to play.
And along the way, I'm learning to put the team before myself.
To put the team before myself. How to be a student.
How to be a student.
I'm learning to set a good example.
How to work hard.
To accept responsibility.
That I represent my community.
That I represent my community. I just wanted to play, and look where it took me.
She's done it! Tiana Bartoletta has done it! From Elyria, Ohio, now an Olympic gold medalist.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's take a time out to talk about educational athletics. That means the school sports are an extension of the classroom. Student athletes earn the privilege of participation in sports by succeeding during the school day first, before they put on the team uniform after. Student athletes prove that with better attendance records, higher GPAs, and fewer discipline issues than non-student athletes. That's what it means to be a part of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/firedrill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
If I play sports for my school, I'll learn how to be part of a team.
I will have more friends. I will be active now and when I'm a grown-up.
I will learn how to work hard. I'll have better attendance.
I'll learn how to overcome adversity. I'll be more likely to go to college. I will learn how to get along with others. If I play sports for my school.
If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school.
I must learn to be a good student during school if I want to put on my uniform after school.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Well, welcome back to second half action here for the Ohio High School Athletic Association third round playoffs. Indian Hill versus Ross. The Braves lead 27-22 at halftime, and the Braves were hitting a very high percentage of threes this half. Ty Thornton, kind of a one-man band right now for the Braves. He's 3 for 3 from threes.
And the team 4 for 9 overall. That's exceptional.
That's obviously a big part of the reason why the Braves are there. The Braves have not gotten normal contributions from their other two big stars, Wyatt Walks and Mateo Lopez. They've been a little bit off, and Ross's defense has had something to do with it, but hopefully those guys can get their engine churning here in the second half. Thornton has been incredible, 5 for 6 from the field, 18 points in the first half for Ty Thornton. For Ross right now, they've got Sam Nunn has 5 points. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong column here. Stepanak has 3 for 7 from the field. Shuttlecotty 2 for 4. Some really great defensive plays by Shuttlecotty. And Shuttlecotty leads the Ross team with 8 points at halftime. Stepanak, their fine 6'8" center with 7 points. And Sam Nunn, their outstanding point guard, with 5. So 27-22, buckle up, Mike. We've got 2 8-minute quarters left, and the prize means you get to go to play Tippecanoe up in Dayton next Saturday night.
Well, I mean, Indian Hill certainly has shown in the first 16 minutes of this game they're fully capable of off the upset against the 21-3 Ross Rams. To your point about Mateo Lopez and Wyatt Walks combined, they are just 1 of 9 from the field, and obviously Mateo Lopez needs to get going. He missed all 5 of his shots from the floor.
Well, Ross inbounds to start the half, and their starting 5 out there is Sam Nunn, Stepanak, Bose, Sam Nunn wide open, nothing but net.
The 2-pointer just shy of the 3-point line.
And Ross comes out pretty fired up. The Braves are going to have to match that intensity. Mateo Lopez. Wyatt passes up the shot, gives it to Ty, and Braves reset.
Ross playing man-to-man. Doing a little switching. That's a trouble spot.
Knocked away. Braves trying to get the ball into Big Luke Robinson. There's Bose. Stepanak. Beautiful reverse layup by Stepanak. And a timeout for Indian Hill.
I understand that timeout, obviously, from Tim Birch. I think early on you don't want to lose your confidence early.
There's Nunn with his nothing but nylon 3.
His right foot was on the line, so they made that a 2.
Okay. There's Stepanak with a beautiful reverse layup. Stepanak, we mentioned, was the player of the year in the conference, and also first team All Southwest Ohio. Nunn was first team in the league and also first team All Southwest Ohio. They're 2 outstanding players. Stepanak's going to continue his education next year at Ohio Dominican. He'll be playing basketball for them, and I'm sure he's going to have a very fine and fruitful career. He's a very, very nice player. As he continues to fill out and get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, but beautiful outside touch, handles the ball well. Just a really, really nice player to watch.
You can see, just by judging from the demeanor of many of their players, Ross, they're the ones now with the confidence.
1-point game. Ty Thornton with the ball, looking inside, nothing there, and out to Mateo, Antoine Peak. Luke Robinson tips it over to Ty, and the Braves start over. Antoine Peak had 7 rebounds in the first half. Very active. Braves letting a little bit of air out of the ball right now.
Don't necessarily think that's a bad idea.
Well,
kind of an on-the-court timeout.
You know, Ross has a very aggressive defense, and 4 of their 5 starters have 2 fouls. Ended the half with 2 fouls. 4 of them. So it'd be a great idea to try to get somebody in foul trouble. Ty Thornton, Antoine Peak. Luke Robinson flashed open, they didn't see him.
I think, to your point, Tony, I think that would be a great idea. What's more important, though, than getting them in foul trouble is taking care of your own house and get the offense in order. Because right now, Indian Hill has no offensive rhythm.
Mateo, there's Ty Thornton. into to Wyatt. That's usually a pretty good play. They put the ball into Wyatt around the free throw line, and he takes that turnaround jumper. Wyatt's off. Antoine Peak with a rebound. Ty Thornton with a miss. And Wyatt kicks it out. Peak tries to save it, but hits the baseline and
I think Wyatt would have been better off, instead of trying to punch that ball out to Antoine Peak, just grab the ball.
And C.J. Bowes, who we didn't get to see a whole lot of in the first half because he got into foul trouble, is starting this quarter. And Booker with a miss. As I mentioned, 82% of his shots on the year are threes.
I just have a feeling Mateo is going to turn it on and take control of this game down the stretch. He's just done it so many times this year.
Yeah.
Certainly Tim Burks has opened that.
Luke loses the ball. Here's Bowes. He's going to drive. And Ross takes the lead, 28-27. That's their first lead since 3-0. And they call offensive foul on Luke Robinson. Moving pick.
Yep.
And that's Luke's second.
Bowes with the shot over Mateo Lopez. A great take.
Again, he's a slasher, a driver. He's a football player. He loves contact, and he likes to get in there.
He also likes controlling his body, which he did very well there against Lopez.
None. Stepanak. Antoine Peak. Oh, and he gets fouled by Bowes, and that'll be Bowes' third.
Well, there's your first third foul on Ross.
Yep.
And it's a significant one. Here's a replay.
Again, I think Bowes is a very fine defensive player and a nice slasher and driver, and this might slow him down a little bit. But he's still in the game right now. Mateo trying to drive on him. A three, Mateo Lopez on call, man. Luke Robinson. Stepanak, wow.
He made the shot, Tony, but Luke Robinson with terrific defense there. He couldn't have done any more.
Wow.
Stepanak just faded away and banked it in.
That's almost the fourth foul there on Bowes. Antoine Peak gets blocked. Wyatt walks, using that left hand.
It's going to be fun basketball the last 20 minutes of this game.
And there's another foul, and that's on Luke. That's his third.
I should say 11 minutes of the game. Here's the three-pointer that Lopez hit. His first field goal made of the night. Maybe got away with a push-off with his right forearm.
Bowes now will be at the line, shooting two. Bowes just a 52% free throw shooter on the year.
The other thing to keep in mind is if Indian Hill can somehow get out of this quarter with whatever lead, to have taken Ross's best punch here in the third quarter and then gotten back into contact with the game, I think would be really critical and speak well to Indian Hill's chances.
Bowes makes it, and again, he's still in the game with 3 fouls. And if Mateo wants to drive, Bowes may not be able to play his normal aggressive defense. Wyatt walks.
And
guarded by none.
And Bowes is on Lopez. I mean, I'm a little surprised by that, frankly. Nice switch there.
He's got Wyatt. Mateo. Antoine Peak. Braves up just one, just under 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Here goes Mateo. And it's off. Boy. Nunn brings it up. Shottelkotte with a miss. And a push off on Bowes, and that will be his 4th foul.
Let's see if we can get a replay on this. I would love to see what happened underneath.
Well, Bo's pushed off, and
here it is.
That will be his fourth, and he will take a seat.
You could see Bose extend his arms, and I think that was a terrific call by the officials. On Walks. Clearly pushed Walks right out of the way.
Tyler Hood, number 3, comes in for Ross, and he may be playing for a while now with Bose saddled with 4. Mateo Lopez, Antoine Peak, and we can try to get somebody else with 4 now. Ty Thornton wants the ball on the block, but they didn't give it to him. Ty Thornton.
Oh, great hands by Veith. Couldn't finish, that's the only problem there.
Yeah. Whoa! Well, a little slip of the hand there by Stepanek. Really a very impressive player. He just does a lot of things really, really well. He had obviously an error there, but he's a very, very nice player. Ohio Dominican's very fortunate to have a kid like that coming in. Mateo Lopez. Double teamed and timeout by Coach Birch.
That was a great timeout by Tim Birch because Mateo was about to lose possession of the basketball out of bounds right in front of the Indian Hill bench.
Save that possession. Ross High School, David Lane, their fine coach. It's his 4th year at Ross. And Ross was not a great program. They have an outstanding baseball program, and they have, but basketball wasn't one of them. And in the 4 years, he inherited a program that had losing records. They were 15-8 his first year, 15-8 his second year, 17-7 last year, and 20-3 this year. Undefeated in the conference, and 3 tough losses that could have gone their way. They're
including Wyoming.
Yes, and they've got, again, 5 senior starters, and these kids have really helped energize and turn this entire program around. And David Lane, a 2008 Ross grad, 2012 Mount St. Joe grad. Ty Thornton, little athletic move there, huh?
Second time tonight we've seen that spinorama from Ty Thornton near the basket, and he finishes. Yeah, Matthew Veith left his feet, and that's what the problem was there. Once you leave the feet,
Here's Ty Thornton's great finish.
Just such spectacular body control from Ty Thornton. But on Veith, once you leave the ground and you make contact with the player, it's an easy call for the official.
When you leave your feet, when you're 6'8" like Matthew is, and you leave your feet against a guy who's 5'11" or 6 foot, but when you're trying to guard Stepanek, you have to leave your feet. This guy keeps the ball high and does a really, really nice job of protecting it. The only way you're going to deflect his shot is to leave your feet. But he makes both his free throws, and we have a 1-point game now as we head under the 45-second mark of the 3rd quarter.
Game has settled down a little bit for Indian Hill. Their offense seems to be a little bit more in rhythm, getting action toward the basket.
It looks like the Braves may hold for one. Mateo. There we go. And Mateo's on the floor again, so that's a good sign. And now Ross will hold it for one. Sam Nunn. Ross really got through this. Here comes Nunn. He's going to take it. Tyler Hood misses it, and the Braves will get the ball with 9/10 of a second left. Interesting that they ran a play for Hood. So we come to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Braves leading Ross 36-33.
And the Braves only lose 2 points off their halftime lead. That is an encouraging sign for Indian Hill.
And we had mentioned that C.J. Bose, their fine defensive player and rebounder, is out with 4 fouls right now. So We'll be taking a commercial break before we head to the fourth quarter.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC TV.
Well, we mentioned the All Southwest Ohio team was announced this week, and on the second team, All Southwest Ohio, the Ross had two representatives. Matt Stefanak made it, as did Sam Nunn. The Braves had a third team qualifier in Wyatt Walks, and honorable mention to both Mateo Lopez and Ty Thornton. If they hadn't had the voting until after this game, I think Ty Thornton might be up a little bit higher.
I might agree with you on that. Ty Thornton has come through in the clutch tonight. Absolutely.
Luke Robinson flashed open for Sam Nunn with a steal. And they're going to call a three-shot foul on Mateo Lopez.
Tim Birch cannot believe they called that on Mateo Lopez after Lopez had already gone into the end zone. Oh, that's terrible. He ducked.
Well,
I don't agree with that one, Tony.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Sam Nunn is, I think he's going to major in drama next year in college, and he did a great job right there, Academy Award performance. So he's going to be rewarded with 3 shots for it.
And if he makes all 3, we've got a new ball game with 7:44 to go. No, he does not. You know, one of the things, Tony, that makes Sam Nunn such a great player is his assist ratio. He has 5.7 assists per game, and that leads the Southwest Ohio Conference.
2.7 assist to turnover ratio, which is incredible.
Correct.
That's which is why he's second team all Southwest Ohio, and I concur with what I've seen tonight. He's terrific. The Braves up 1, and trying to figure out what to do next. Antoine Peak, Mateo Lopez. Ty Thornton.
And I call over the back on Luke Robinson, I do believe, Tony.
Yep. And that's Luke's 4th. And so Big Luke will be out, and Matthew Veith will be his replacement.
It's at times like these, I can't tell if Tim Birch is upset with Luke or he's upset with the call on the court.
No, I think both. He's giving the ref a piece of his mind right now. Bo's back in the game for Ross. There's Bose. Nunn's had Antoine Peak on him all game, except when they're fast breaks. Nice play by Bose. There's Nunn. Stefanak. Nunn. Bose, he will not shoot from there. Well, he will. Well, Bose comes off the bench with 4 fouls and hits a big one to give Ross a lead. Mentioned he's really a slasher driver. He doesn't take too many outside shots, but boy, he did there and nailed it. Mateo Lopez with a miss. Wyatt Walks.
Great rebound.
Off. Wow.
It was a terrific rebound by Wyatt, but Indian Hill having a tough time finishing near the basket.
Ross's defense is terrific. They've really done a nice job on everybody, and not a lot of open shots for the Braves. Booker with a miss and Mateo Lopez with a rebound. You know, Ross runs the ball up the court every time. They really, really do a nice job. Nice pace that they're able to get, and you got a run back on defense. Antoine Peak.
Matthew Reif looking for the ball on the low post. Now setting a screen high.
Peak. Nope. The Braves are really having trouble finding shots.
Well, I'll give them this much. Indian Hill's doing a very good job not trying to force the ball too much. They want the right shot.
There's Shuttlecotty on Ty Thornton. Peak with a miss. And there's a foul on Ty. That's Ty's second foul. Oh, no, I'm sorry, they're calling it on Peak. It's Peak's first.
Indian Hill trying to get into the lane, and they just can't. As Ross, Tony, to your point, playing exceptional defense. You can see how the entire paint is sealed by the Rams for this entire possession.
Now they're doing a great. Braves aren't getting too many second chances, and the Braves look tired. Everybody's got their hands on their hips, which isn't a great sign for the Braves, and Ross has a little giddy up in their step.
I just hope Ross doesn't drain a three if you're for Indian Hill's sake, because that could be emotionally a crusher at this point.
Stepanek. Antoine Peak.
Good no call.
Yep.
I really do think at this point of the game that's
maybe
a good no call.
Maybe Antoine can bait Bose into committing his fifth foul. Wyatt walks. Okay, Wyatt walks like an Egyptian. He beautiful drive, and you know, Wyatt's really been silenced tonight. This hasn't been one of his better offensive games, but boy, you need a guy to score. There's your senior, your leader.
Sometimes you have to beat your man. Sometimes you have to beat your man and another man, and that's what Wyatt Walks did on that drive to the paint, putting it off glass and in.
And he completes the play. So the three-year starter, Wyatt Walks, with a beautiful traditional three-point play to give the Braves a 2-point lead, and with just 3:59 left in this contest, with everything on the line. It's do or die. It's now or never. It's good guys against the bad guys. It's hit or miss. It's kill or be killed. You got to do it now. This is 4 minutes. They got to put their big boy pants on, and everybody's got to play to their full potential.
You see that Indian Hill won their first outright CHL title since 2010, and you know they wouldn't be able to do that without big plays in big moments. And to me, that Wyatt Walks layup, with Indian Hill struggling in this game against 21-3 Ross, compares to his game winner with 5 seconds to go against Taylor.
And here's Wyatt's beautiful drive to give the Braves the lead.
Again, and you're beating one of the players of the state.
Well, he goes right into the 6'8", Stepanek, who's an outstanding player. And but you know the team needs it, and Wyatt's been clutch for 3 years here. And we see on the screen that what the winner gets, a date with Tippett Canoe and Tyler too on next Saturday up at UD Arena.
Yeah, you know what? Indian Hill's got to play fundamentally sound these last 3 minutes and 59 seconds, leading by 2 points. And they're going to need plays like that. And the reason I love this Indian Hill team is they have so many players who have come up in the clutch all season long.
Well, the 5 starters are out. Luke Robinson Luke Robinson has 4 fouls, and he is in for the Braves. Bose with 4 fouls is in for Ross. Stepanek, there's none. There's none. Bose with a miss. Mateo Lopez.
And Bose was not rewarded for being out of control and throwing up the ball at the hoop.
Wyatt Walks. Well, boy, Wyatt's had a very, very silent game, but the last 30 seconds he certainly emerged. And boy, couldn't come at a better time for the Braves. There's Sam Nunn. Stepanek, and he misses. Oh. And a timeout for Ross.
So Indian Hill's 5-point lead right now with 3:01 to go. Their biggest lead since halftime when they led 27-22. So they've played entirely the entire second half now in a standoff with Ross, and that's what you would hope. That's exactly what you would hope from halftime. And now can you finish in the final 3 minutes?
Now let's see Wyatt Walks' 3-point shot. And Sam Nunn left him over for a second. That was a defensive lapse. Nunn, I don't think that was Nunn's man. Nunn hasn't made too many mistakes.
It may seem like a simple thing, Tony, but for Mateo Lopez to dish it off and find the guy trailing the break on the right side and find him and give him a good pass, that's no small detail in a game like this, in a moment like this.
Now the Braves have committed 6 team fouls this half. Ross has only committed 3. So as we get to the last 3 minutes, that becomes a factor. There's Nunn. You're going to see the ball in Nunn's hands a lot here. Him and Stepanak. There's Booker. And he misses. Antoine Peak keeps it alive.
What's in
Wyatt Walks.
Great job by Wyatt Walks, not forcing the ball to the basket, bringing it out. It's a great job there.
Again, I mentioned Ross only has 3 team fouls this half. So there are going to be quite a few fouls here before the Braves are in the penalty. Timeout, Indian Hill. So the Indian Hill now has 2 timeouts left for the game. Ross has 3.
Indian Hill's Mateo Lopez had slipped free, and maybe he wouldn't have had the timeout not been called, but it looked like he had slipped free of his man underneath for a layup, and of course that was just after the timeout had been called by Tim Birch.
Yeah, every possession here is so critical, and it looked like the Braves were double teamed and they picked up the dribble, and you need to protect that possession here. Everyone is so important.
Well, and the other thing I'm sure Tim Birch wants to do is remind his team what to do when they double up. And there's certain calls and certain situations that they want to follow down here in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds to make sure if they get trapped like that, keep your cool and follow the process that we've set up for you guys.
I mentioned as far as foul trouble goes, Luke Robinson for the Braves has 4, and he's matched by C.J. Bowes for Ross also with 4. With 3 fouls, Mateo Lopez for the Braves has 3. And for Ross, Stepanak also has 3.
Might I add, with 2:20 to go, both teams have quite the cheering sections in attendance here at Princeton High School, the Viking Center as they call it. And it's going to be a barn burner of the last 2:20 for sure.
Mateo Lopez with the ball and getting trapped. They're bringing pressure. They're trying to double team the ball, Ross is, and Braves whipping it around pretty good right now. And Bowes just fouled out.
And he knows it. He puts his jersey around his face briefly.
Bowes knows?
Bowes knows.
All right.
And here it is. Probably not a bad foul by Bowes, though, to stop the clock, because right now what's more important than the Indian Hill 5-point lead is the clock, which is down to 2:07.
Bowes fouls out with 7 points. Luke Robinson. Cuckoo Kachoo. The Braves lead extended to 7 as we go under 2 minutes, and here's Sam Nunn with a 3. It's off, and Mateo Lopez with the rebound. Ty Thornton, and he gets fouled by Shuttlecotty, and that'll be Shuttlecotty's 3rd.
And here's a replay, a beautiful pass from Ty Thornton into Luke Robinson.
There's a better angle maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
But the Braves are inbounding because that was just Ross's 5th foul of the half.
Beautiful angle on that replay.
Looked like Shuttlecotty may be fouled again, and he does. And Shuttlecotty's 4th, I believe. Shuttlecotty now has 4. He's an outstanding defensive player for Ross, and So that's his fourth, and Shadowcutty will come out, and Tyler Hood comes in to replace him. That's the 16th foul for Ross.
Oh. Luke Robinson looking for Ty Thornton, and he throws it off his feet, out of bounds.
Luke was double teamed, and he's the only one who could see over that, but unfortunately throws the ball a little too hard at Ty's feet.
Yep.
Sam Nunn. Reed, oh boy. That's Jimmy Booker. Again, Jimmy Booker is a three-point specialist, and they leave him open there for a three. Oh my. Mateo didn't know what to do. He had two guys open and didn't know where to throw it, and got caught short there.
When you are on the other side of the timeline, bring it out.
And they're going to call a foul now on Luke Robinson, and that'll be his fifth.
This is just a killer bit.
That's beautiful outlet, and Jimmy Booker wide open. The Braves lead down to just 4 now, and boy, that was a tough possession with the turnover, and now Sam Nunn at the free throw line for Ross. Nunn a 73% shooter on the year. Swishes it. That gives Nunn 10 points on the night. He makes them both. And Ross has 6 fouls, so the next one will be a bonus for the Braves. And they're going to call the foul there. That's on Booker.
And this is a 1-and-1.
A 1-and-1. That's only Booker's second foul. And he's a valuable player because he's a very, he shoots a lot of threes, does a nice job. Tyler Hood comes out, and Shadowcutty comes back in with 4 fouls. So Mateo Lopez shooting a 1-and-1 here for the Braves. Makes the first.
Nothing but net.
Mateo with just 6 points tonight, but a 7th would certainly be nice right here. And it is.
How many times during this season did we say, Tony, that maybe all of the close games would help them coming down the stretch in the playoffs?
Oh. Wow. Well, I think the refs missed one. Stepanak, who's an outstanding player, was a little physical with Mateo, knocked him down. And
here's the replay.
Yeah, you see a little extra push there, and Mateo Lopez is on Nunn, and he's going to have the ball in his hands. Mateo does a great job knocking it away, and Ross will have the ball with 39 seconds left in this game.
And a 2-possession game still. This is where a three-pointer can't kill you.
Both teams do have 7 fouls. Have committed 7 fouls. Nunn looking, and Booker, and it's going to be Nunn and Stepanak. And a timeout for Ross. Beautiful drive by Nunn. Wow.
So it's going to come down to, Tony, how well do the Braves handle the ball? Can they keep the ball in the hands of their best ball handlers, and obviously Mateo Lopez, Wyatt Walks, and Ty Thornton? Can they do that?
Yep.
That's what it's really going to come down to.
Well, both teams play a lot of seniors. The Braves have 3 senior starters, and one of them now, Luke Robinson, is out, but Ty Thornton is a junior, but he plays like a senior. Wyatt Walks, Mateo Lopez, they're going to have the ball in their hands. It's one of those 3. That's who you want. And Ross obviously has 5 seniors that start. One of them, Bose, has fouled out. Boy, Nunn and Stepanak are outstanding players, and you know the ball is going to get into one of their hands when they have their next possession.
And I would assume, Ross, what they're going to allow Indian Hill to do is have their big men touch it as much as possible. And we saw what happened when Luke Robinson was asked to,
The Braves are playing without a big man here. Luke Folke, who's a good ball handler and good defender, is in, and the Braves' tallest guy right now is Ty Thornton.
I like this. I like this from Tim Birch.
Braves going small. And they fouled Antoine Peak. Antoine Peak, not a great free throw shooter, but it's a 1-and-1. Antoine Peak is for free throws this year 8 for 14, 57%.
Ross needs to commit 2 more fouls to put Indian Hill in the super bonus.
Antoine just make this first one. Wow. Well,
in, out, and in.
That's clean living, Antoine. Nice job, man. And now make the second.
This is a fairly critical, perhaps the most critical free throw of Indian Hill season.
I think the first one was pretty critical.
This will make it a 2-possession game.
Oh, that one in and out. And now with a 3-point deficit, none with the ball. Antoine Peak, oh. And Ross calls a timeout. Nunn makes a nice driving layup. Peak did not get the foul. And with 16.1 seconds left, the Braves with a 1-point lead in the ball. And as you mentioned, Mike, it's 8 fouls on Ross. So this next foul, if they commit one here, would be just their 9th. It would still be a 1-and-1.
Sam Nunn just was not going to be denied going to the basket. And I think safe to say it was a good no call in that particular situation. Could have been a block, but.
Well, this fourth quarter, when it's been down the stretch here the last few minutes, Nunn has taken the game into his own hands and done a magnificent job. He has 15 points on the night. I believe at least 8 of them here in the fourth quarter, and he's been terrific.
What kind of play do you draw up here, Tony, if you're Indian Hill?
Well, it's not a play. It's a matter of just getting the ball across the court. Now, that was Ross's last timeout, by the way. So they will not have. The Braves do have 2 timeouts if they're in trouble. The key for the Braves is just get the ball and control it. You know you're going to get fouled, but you don't want to turn it over.
That's a foul on Ross. And Mateo Lopez claps his approval.
Well, is that 2 shots?
I don't believe so. It's a 1-and-1.
But it was a dead ball foul.
We'll see. 1-and-1. The official calls 1-and-1. So.
All right, so that's Mateo then shooting a 1-and-1. And that's Ross's 9th foul of the game, of the half.
It's been a great game, Tony. It's been a great high school playoff game.
It'll be a lot greater if Mateo makes these.
Certainly for the
that was
red, white, and black.
That was Jimmy Booker's 4th foul. So for Ross, Jimmy Booker, number 23, has 4. And number 14, Joe Shuttlecotty, has 4. Mateo Lopez with a 1-and-1 with 16 seconds left.
He's really trying to get limber at the free throw line here.
Makes the first.
I'll tell you what, Tony, if I'm a college coach and I see this kid at the line in a playoff game and see the way he handles himself and knowing what he's accomplished already at Indian Hill, I want him on my team.
No, he misses the second. And Coach Bush yelling out, we got 12 seconds left. None with the ball. He drives. 3 seconds. Booker with a miss. It's no good, and the Braves win.
Unbelievable.
Ross got several great opportunities there at the end. Nunn drove into the lane, waited, and then dished it out. And 2 different shot attempts failed for Ross, and the Braves prevail 48-46. And the Braves are going to Dayton next week. I don't get too excited about going to Dayton very often, Mike, but boy, this is a great accomplishment. That was a terrific Ross team. David Lane and his troops have done a phenomenal job all year, and we mentioned 20-3. Well, they're 20-4 now, and the Braves prevail 48-46. You know, Mike, anytime the Braves score 48 or more and they hold their opponents under 48, they almost always win. Anyway, a terrific game and performance by several of the Braves. Ty Thornton having an incredible first half. Wyatt Walks and Mateo Lopez taking over in the fourth quarter, and the Braves have advanced, and Coach Burke's very excited. The whole team very excited. This is a great game. The Ross fans were all over the Braves players, and the Braves players gave it back a little bit there at the end, but boy, 2 great teams, 2 great coaches, 2 great programs, and boy, what a lot of fun this was, Mike.
It really was. I mean, the one thing I'll take away from this game, besides Indian Hill winning the game and advancing to Dayton, was how they responded when times got tough and a 21-3 Ross team made their run in the third quarter to take a 2-point lead. Indian Hill responded right away, stayed in touch with the higher seed, and Indian Hill really built up that lead in that fourth quarter to 7 points. And yes, Ross, as you would expect, made a run, but Indian Hill got a couple of key free throws down the stretch to put the game away.
And Antoine Peak's rebounding and his defense on Nunn were outstanding, and then Antoine hits the first end of a 1-and-1, gets the Braves a point, which was big, and Mateo hits the front end of a 1-and-1. And anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you will next week up in Dayton. The Braves win, and good night and good basketball.